Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm here showcasing my Wii collection, updating you guys as to what my Wii collection as it is in 2018. I believe I have not added anything to my Wii collection in a very long time, but you know, I put a poll up and a majority of you guys wanted to go and see my Wii collection once again. So here I am updating it. I'm pretty sure I have most of the titles that I want for the Wii. If I went through the Wii library like as a whole, there would probably be a couple of titles that I'm missing that I can't name on the top of my head right now. But you know, there's still several titles that I'm pretty sure that I still want within my collection. Some of them might be a little bit expensive, some of them are pretty cheap. Like for example, I'm pretty sure I don't have No More Heroes 2, so I would want that, and several other games that I can't name right now. But anyways, we're gonna go from left to right in these stacks because they are in alphabetical order. Some of these games I will give you a brief thing about them, how I got them in my collection, and some of them I will actually go in depth on. So let's get into the first stack. Alright, so first stack up here we got A Boy and His Blob. I believe this is a sort of remake of the original NES game, but just for the Wii. I did not get far into this game, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. I bought this game because I heard that it was out of print and it might be rare and expensive someday. So I saw that GameStop and I was like, hey, it's pretty cheap right now. You know, it's like $10 or something like that. Bought it. I have no idea what the value of this game is right now, but when I was playing it, I did have a pretty decent time with it. I'm not going to say I really enjoyed myself, but, you know, it wasn't bad by any means, but, you know, it's not exactly all that fun either, as I can recall. Anyways, moving on to the next game, we got a blank case here. What is in here? Oh, it's Animal Crossing City Folk. I did not play a lot of this game because I bought this after I played New Leaf like a shit ton. For a lack of better words, I played New Leaf a lot. So when I bought this game, City Folk, on eBay for like $10 or something like that, obviously it did not come with anything other than the disc. I was like, oh, you know, I already played this, but on the 3DS, so I was kind of burnt out at that point in a way. But, you know, Animal Crossing is a series that is beloved by many, and I cannot wait to see when the new Switch game is going to come out and even be shown off. Code Lyoko Quest for Infinity. I loved the Code Lyoko series when I was younger, and I still do to this day. It just reminds me of times when I would just watch the show and all that stuff. But yeah, this game I was not very good at. I'm not gonna lie, I was not very good at this game. But I remember watching my brother play it, and you know, it looked pretty cool. It pretty much was set in obviously the Code Lyoko world, and was kind of faithful in the way of the graphics of the series as well. So, but I have no idea exactly if this game is good or not, because you know, when you're younger and playing like these licensed games that are based off of something else, you know, you have no idea whether or not they're good. But I remember playing the DS game for the original Code Lyoko, so I'll just say that. Next up, Cooking Mama Cook-Off and Cooking Mama World Kitchen. I'm putting these two together because these are actually my guilty pleasure games. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I love playing Cooking Mama Cook-Off and even World Kitchen. This was actually the game that I played first. This game was actually really fun, and I had a blast, you know, just like making whatever dish was set for me to accomplish. This was really fun. And then obviously I had to go and get the previous game, Cook-Off, which was, you know, fun as well. I really did enjoy myself with it, but you know, Cooking Mama, it has a bunch of spin-offs, if I can say that nowadays. Destroy All Humans, Big Willy Unleashed. This was a game, I believe this was like a spin-off game for the Destroy All Humans series. I have no idea if this is like Destroy All Humans like 4 or whatever. I doubt it, but you know, it's another Destroy All Humans game, but it's on the Wii. I can't remember if I actually finished this game. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but you know, it's another Destroy All Humans game. If you haven't played this series, start with the games on the PS2 and then go from there, because you know, they build off of each other in a way, kind of, somewhat. I have no idea, can't remember, sorry. Moving on, let's get into the Donkey Kong series. So we got Donkey Kong Country Returns, which I will talk about first, sorry about that. So Donkey Kong Country Returns, I remember when this game came out and I just had the worst of time with it because I was really bad at video games. And, you know, to the game's credit, also, the game is actually really, really hard. It's really difficult. But I actually put myself through it, and I actually finished this game, and I was so relieved that I was actually able to complete this game, because this game is really, really hard. But it's a good kind of hard. It's really challenging in a way. It's not like, you know, BS hard, you know, like it actually challenges you to get these levels done in a fair way. So I really did like this game, and, you know, if you haven't played it yet, it's on the 3DS, and I believe now the sequel, Tropical Freeze, is now on the Switch as well. So another Donkey Kong game that I actually bought before Returns, the new Play Control. This was Nintendo's way of like porting certain GameCube games onto the Wii, which I'm very, very sad that they stopped. In terms of like the North American releases, they stopped with this series like after Pikmin 2, which was very, very sad. I wish they did more of the new Play Control series. But anyways, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. This game is really fun. I really did like the whole like waggling, using your Wiimote and nunchuck. I had a blast playing this game when I was younger. You know, waking up in the morning on like Saturday and just playing this game. This game was really, really fun. If you haven't played it, you should definitely check it out, because I'm pretty sure it's pretty cheap nowadays. Speaking of cheap games, the Epic Mickey series. Sad to say that this series did not do so well, but Epic Mickey, all I can say about this game, because these two are still sealed, if you can't tell, I've not opened them, I've not played them, but what I can say about Epic Mickey 1 was that I was actually looking forward to this game, but when it came out, it came out in a time where there was a bunch of other games that I wanted, and, you know, me being a kid, I had to choose between Epic Mickey or these other games, which I can't remember at the moment, but I do remember that this game came out on my birthday, November 30th, which was very, very cool, because like this was like the first game that I was really interested in that came out on my birthday. And obviously I didn't get this game for my birthday because I got it on clearance for like 10 bucks at Target. But yeah, Epic Mickey 1. I'm pretty sure it's a decent platformer with its problems, but you know, what can you do? And then obviously the sequel that came out on multiple platforms. And the reason I bought it on the Wii was because supposedly this is the best version of the game, actually. This is the one that actually runs the best or something like that. So I'm not exactly sure on how much that statement is true, because I heard it from someone on the internet. And, you know, you can't really trust a lot of people on the internet nowadays anyways, but back then, you know, I took their word for it and I bought it on the Wii at Best Buy for like pretty cheap. Fling Smash. This was pretty much a tech demo for the Wii Motion Plus, and this game was actually decently fun for the time that I had with it. I mean, you know, it's pretty much a glorified tech demo, so there's only so much fun you can have with the Wii Motion Plus thing here, but you know, it's a fun little game that shows off what the Wii Motion Plus can do and stuff like that. Fortune Street. This is pretty much Mario Party, but with stocks and a bunch of other elements and things like that. But now you have Dragon Quest and Mario characters thrown in there, so it's definitely an interesting mix. Personally, I have a lot of fun playing this game. Maybe it's because I watched the Game Grumps play this game, and that series was just so much fun, and you know, I just had to go and, you know, try it out for myself with my friends. And yeah, it's a pretty fun game. Really did like it when I did play it. Kirby's Dream Collection. I remember when this came out, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, this is gonna be like really rare, so make sure you get your copy." But this is a special edition. It's not a limited edition like the Mario AllStars back there that I have, which I will get into later. But yeah, it's a pretty cool compilation of a bunch of Kirby games that we've seen hundreds of times at this point. Comes with Kirby's Dreamland, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dreamland 2, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dreamland 3, and Kirby 64. So there is a nice variety of games here, and this was to celebrate, obviously, Kirby's 20th anniversary. And yeah, it's a pretty cool collection. I still have everything in here, so yeah. Kirby's Epic Yarn. I remember buying this game at $50 and I instantly regretted it because this game is not worth $50 at all. But, you know, me being a huge Nintendo nut back then. I had to go and buy it at launch, and it's a fun game. If you're going for all of the collectibles and, you know, trying to actually, you know, have a goal within the game, you'll have some fun. But when it comes to actually being a platformer, it's not that challenging, and to some people it's not even all that fun. But personally, I enjoyed myself with it, and would I go back and replay this game entirely through? Maybe someday, because I feel like that when I played it when I was younger, I kind of just sped run through the game at a certain point just so I could finish it. But I would really like to, you know, sit down one day and actually play the game. But I believe I have, yep, I have a little Kirby Epic Yarn patch in here. Oh, I think it's actually the tape, because I peeled the back and then I put some tape on here, so so I could actually like put it in here. But yeah, you know, it's a little Epic Yarn patch that I have, which has unfortunately stuck to some part of the manual, but there's that. Alright, moving to an actual good Kirby game that is actually worth $50, Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I actually forget what I said. Most Kirby games are not worth $50 to $60, but anyways, Kirby's Return to Dreamland is still one of the best Kirby games released to this day, in my opinion. The game just does everything right that I want within a Kirby game, you know, being a very, not too easy like Epic Yarn, but, you know, still being a very chilled, relaxed platforming experience with a great soundtrack, and actually the gimmick slash ability, the super abilities, I should say, being really, really cool and really fun to use. And overall, I just had a really, really good time with this game. If you haven't played this game, try to track yourself down a copy. I know that this game goes still for like $50 still or something like that. Maybe the price went down. I highly doubt it though, because this was one of the last Wii games to be released, and I'm pretty sure they didn't print a lot of copies of this game. So if you can't track yourself a copy down, get it, because this is a really good Kirby game and pretty much started the whole, you know, Kirby on the 3DS with Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot. Kalinoa, this was a game that I bought at GameStop, and the reason I bought this was because at the time, I felt like that this game was gonna, you know, become rare, and something like it was out of print. I think that's what one of my friends told me. But yeah, this was a game that I really, really wanted to play because my friend recommended it to me, and then on top of that, it's a platformer that I have yet to play. So, this game's really fun. I really do like the Kalinoa series. I wish that there would be more games, obviously, but, you know, with most platforming series nowadays, it's kind of hard to do that unless you get a huge revitalization like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. But, you know, Kalinoa, it's still a pretty good game on the Wii. I really did enjoy it. It's a remake of the PS1 game, so if you don't want to drop a lot of money for the PS1 game physically, I know you can buy the digital version on the PlayStation Network store, but if you want a physical copy of the original Kalinoa game, I think the Wii version is a lot cheaper and is probably your best bet. Alright, moving on to the second pile we got here is Mad World. I bought this at a local game store that recently opened up. I haven't been there since I actually bought this, but Mad World was there, and I was like, this is actually a pretty cheap game that they have there, so I was like, let me go and buy it. And yeah, this game, I played a little bit of it, and from what I played of it, it was really fun. I really did like it. The whole aesthetic, the art style of the game being black and white, and, you know, the blood only being the real only color there, was very, very cool, and I really had a good time with this game. Maybe one day I'll, you know, sit down, restart the game all over, and actually finish it. And yeah, this is another game developed by Platinum, and I'm pretty sure there's still a lot of people that would love a Mad World 2, so hopefully that'll happen maybe someday. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This was one of the first big video game purchases me and my brother made. We bought this when it was $50 still, for one thing, and we played a lot of this game. It's a fun multiplayer experience with Olympic Games in mind, but with Mario and Sonic characters thrown in there. So this is the only one that I have in the series, because I saw no point in buying the other ones, because at that point me and my brother sort of went our own ways when it came to playing games. You know, he wanted to go and do the whole Xbox 360 and Call of Duty thing while I was still fiddling around with the Wii and stuff like that. But anyways, this is still a really, really fun game, and yeah, you should definitely at least try one of the games in this series at some point. Mario Kart on the Wii, I remember my brother coming home with this game after he went to the mall, and yeah, this game is actually pretty fun. Definitely not one of my favorite Mario Karts. I still love Mario Kart 8, so there's nothing touching that. But, you know, Mario Kart Wii is pretty much where I started with Mario Kart, so I still have to go and recognize that. But yeah, you know, with the whole Wii wheel and, you know, the bikes and everything like that, that was really, really cool. I really, you know, had a good time with this game, but at the time, when I was playing it, when I was much younger, I was not all that good at it. But nowadays, I'm pretty good at Mario Kart when it comes to doing all of the cups and stuff like that. Mario Strikers Charged. This was a sequel to the original Mario Strikers on the GameCube, and I bought the sequel on the Wii because I actually really did like the original one on the GameCube, and the sequel, my god, man, I was so bad at this game. I would just get frustrated at the computers when I would like play by myself, and obviously playing against my brother when he was much better than me, that wasn't all that pretty either. But yeah, Mario Strikers Charge, filled with a lot of memories of me just getting my ass kicked, but you know, it's still a pretty good, you know, Mario sports game in a sense that, you know, it's Mario Strikers, it's a Mario soccer game, and I hope that they bring this series back because I feel like that there is a lot of potential here. To be honest, that has yet to be touched, and hopefully we will see a return on the Switch one day. Mario Super Sluggers. This was a game that I bought when the Nintendo Select series came out. So as you can see, it has that little ribbon along with at the bottom with that little crown. But this was a game that I played at my cousin's house, and I had a really good time with it. And I was like, I'm going to buy this game once it drops in price, and it did with the Nintendo Select's rebranding. And I was like, all right, time to buy it. And I bought this along with Twilight Princess and Mario Galaxy because I believe Toys R Us had like a buy two get one free on like all of their games. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy these two, then I'm gonna get this one free. So sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So yeah, Mario Super Sluggers. It's a pretty good Mario baseball game, but you know, it's nothing spectacular. All right, Metroid. This was a series that I tried to get into with these two games. Obviously, Metroid Other M is not all that great by many fans, and personally, when I was playing it, I was having a okay time with it, but you know, obviously this is coming from a person that hasn't played a lot of it, and I haven't even finished it. But when it comes to the Prime trilogy, have not finished any of these games. I've dabbled in all of them, like a little bit. I believe I dabbled in Metroid Prime 3 a little bit more than Metroid Prime 1 and 2 combined. But you know, this is a series that I just can't get into. I have no idea what it is. I'm not sure if it's because of the exploration aspect or what it is, but you know, just trying to play this series itself, it's just a little bit too much for me. I have no idea, but you know, I had these two games. I bought this game at GameStop actually, and my friend actually helped me pay for it because I was short like a couple of dollars, but I saw it on the shelf and GameStop had it for like $60 because yeah, it was like $59.99. I still have the receipt here from, what is that, 2012? My god. But yeah, Jesus. Anyways, yeah, I bought this game a very, very long time ago, and I'm pretty sure getting the game in this original casing is pretty expensive. So, but I'm very, very glad that I bought it when I did. So, and at least I got to go and, you know, try out Metroid Prime, right? So, on the Wii especially. Moving on, we got Monopoly. I have no idea who bought this. I think my brother did, and that was like much more recently, like a couple years ago or something like that. But yeah, Monopoly on the Wii. I think there's not much else to say other than it's Monopoly on the Wii. Naruto, Clash of Ninja Revolution. I remember playing the Clash of Ninja games on the GameCube because one of my brother's friends had them, and I just had a blast playing those games. And I was like, oh look, they have their own series of Clash of Ninja games on the Wii though. So I was like, all right, let's go and buy this game, and we had a pretty good time with it. I honestly really enjoyed it. You know, this is pretty much the only way that I get into the Naruto series is through the games. So the first in the Clash of Ninja Revolution series was not that bad. When it came to the second one, I remember buying this at another one of those Toys R Us buy two get one free sales, and this game is not that bad. I'm not entirely sure if it's better than the original. I know that they have the new forms of like Naruto and Sasuke here, but I don't think I ever unlocked them because maybe they were a little bit cryptic in like the way you had to unlock them, and I was just not about that. You know, I just wanted to go and play the story mode or adventure mode or whatever they called the main game, and just, you know, try to unlock characters that way and just have fun like that. But anyways, let's move on. We got the new Super Mario Brothers Wii game. This was a game that I really anticipated, just because of the fact that you could play with 3 other players, 3 of your friends, essentially. And I was like, that sounds amazing. And it was. I really did like this game. It's a blast to play with your friends, in my opinion. Even to this day, playing the Wii U version of that game was really fun. And you know, it all started here. It all started on the Wii version with the red casing and everything like that. When this game came out in, what, 2009, this was like the hottest, you know, holiday sort of present that everyone wanted. And yeah, I don't blame them. This is the new Mario game that you can play with your friends and family. So that's pretty much what that is. No More Heroes. This was the other game that I bought at that new local game store that I bought with Mad World. I bought Mad World and this game because these were the 2 Wii games that I still had yet to own. And yeah, it pretty much came disc only. I mean, like, you know, it came with the cover art kind of, but it's extremely sun faded, or it's just in black and white or something. But anyways, I played a little bit of it. I haven't finished it, just like Mad World, but I like it. This game is really fun. And you know, hopefully I will be able to go and sit down one day. I say a lot about these games on my Wii library, but hopefully one day I'll be able to go and sit down, play the game, finish it, and actually fully experience the No More Heroes life. Because my name is Travis, and the character in this game is Travis Touchdown, so that is pretty cool. Alright, moving on to the last 2 games in this stack. We got Pikmin and Pikmin 2. I actually have the manual for this game somehow. I think I actually walked into a GameStop and I saw that they had a Pikmin copy, and I was like, hey, can I just take the manual? And one of the guys was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, alright, thanks guys. But yeah, Pikmin on the Wii. I believe that this is like the essential way to play these 2 games, in my opinion, because playing with the GameCube controller, I feel like would be a little bit harder, but you know, some people have their own way of playing the game. But you know, just pointing with the Wiimote and nunchuck, I feel like is natural for the Pikmin series, and I think that it really works. I love Pikmin 1. Pikmin 2, I'm not so, you know, in love with, but you know, it's still a good game in its own right. It's just that the whole, like, they added this, the dungeons or something like that, pretty much like a dungeon sort of thing, but for the Pikmin series. And once you enter those dungeons, time stops. So like the whole pressure of like trying to get things done within a day, like in Pikmin 1, kind of goes away there. So that's the one thing that I really didn't like about Pikmin 2, but you know, still a good game, and I really do recommend trying this series out, especially on the Wii. So yeah. Moving on to the third pile here, we got Punchout. I believe that this is one of the better attempts from Nintendo to revitalize one of their old IPs, and I wish that they did this more with some of their other ones. But yeah, Punch-Out on the Wii is definitely one of my favorite games on the Wii entirely, just because of how fun it is, how much, you know, like, actual fun I had with the game. I was really surprised, because, you know, I've never played a Punch-Out game, and, you know, the fact that this was my first one, and how well Nintendo executed that original Punch-Out game, you know, like, the fact that you have to, you know, dodge and memorize the opponent's fighting style. When you first meet a new opponent, you're obviously not going to beat them first time. It's sort of like, I would say it's sort of like Mega Man, but, you know, I guess for some people Mega Man's, you know, kind of like second nature. But anyways, it's like Cuphead. Cuphead is a game where you'll enter a level and you're definitely not going to finish it the first time. It's going to take multiple attempts. That's pretty much what Punch-Out is, but it came out, what, in 2009. So, and this game is still really good. If you have yet to play Punch-Out on the Wii, track yourself down a copy because this game is really, really good and really, really fun and one of my favorites on the entire library. Rayman Raving Rabbids. This was a early Wii title and I bought it. I forget exactly why, but I bought it years after it came out, and I was sort of like, alright, well, it looks like this is where Ubisoft's going with the Rayman series in a way, but obviously they turned that back around with Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, but anyways, this is a guilty pleasure game once again. I think I had some fun with it, I'm not gonna lie. It's not entirely terrible, but obviously some people do not like the Rabbids. Speaking of Rabbids, Rabbids Go Home. This was a spin-off game, but with just the Rabbids, and this game's actually really fun. I really do like this game. Pretty much you play as a rabbit, and one of them's in the shopping cart, and you go around and you collect items in each level, and it's super duper fun. I really did like it. I haven't finished it, but from what I did play of it, it was pretty fun. Rhythm Heaven Fever. This is a game that I bought because of a recommendation by a fellow Jimmy Wetzel. He was like, yeah, this game is, you know, he loves Rhythm Heaven. And I was like, alright. And he said the one on the Wii was pretty good, I'm pretty sure, along with the one on the DS. So I bought this game along with the DS version. And one thing I realized quickly is that I have no rhythm. So I'm pretty bad at these games, but you know, once you get it down, once you actually have rhythm and, you know, the art style and the music and everything else other than the gameplay, I can praise for. But when it comes to the gameplay itself, I'm pretty bad at it. So, but yeah, Rhythm Heaven Fever. If you like rhythm-based games, you should definitely try this series out. Samba de Amigo. I forget when I bought this. Actually, I don't even think I bought this game. I think my brother did, because like this was like the first ever like pay and play game, and like it was also made by Sega, and I think my brother liked the aesthetic of the game. I have no idea why he bought this game when he was younger, but anyways, it's pretty much a rhythm-based game, but with Wiimote and nunchucks, so that is pretty cool. And my brother is a huge fan of rhythm-based games. He has not tried Rhythm Heaven though. So, but Samba de Amigo, you know, it was one of those Wii games where waggling was the main thing. So, there's that. Sin and Punishment Star Successor. This was a game that was recommended by Pete Dorr. He did a video on it, and he said that this game was pretty good. It's pretty short at that too, and yeah, despite it being short, I've never finished it. I really do want to sit down one day and actually finish the game. Like, I'm being serious. I want to sit down one day and actually finish this game, because this seems like a pretty, you know, chill, relaxed game that you can actually play, because all you have to do is just point and shoot at the screen and obviously move your character around and stuff like that. But it's an on-rail shooter, and I really like those kinds of games. Despite me not playing a lot of them, I really do like on-rail shooters, and hopefully one day I'll be able to sit down and actually finish this game. Oh boy, here we get into the Sonic games. Sonic and the Secret Rings. This game is definitely one of the worst Sonic games ever, just because of the whole motion controls aspect and how you have to actually get about finishing the game. You can't just go level to level, or like go from world to world, because like some levels in certain worlds will be locked, and then once you play another level in a different world, those levels that were locked before will suddenly be unlocked. It's very, very weird. But Sonic and the Secret Rings is definitely one of the worst Sonic games, but in my opinion, I really like Sonic and the Black Knight. I'm not gonna lie, I did a video on this game years back. If you want to watch me talk about this game and praise it for what it is, in my younger self, I have no idea what you will expect from that video, because I haven't watched it myself in years. But Sonic and the Secret Rings, I love this game. This is definitely one of my top 6 favorite Sonic games of all time. Maybe even top 5, I have no idea. But this is one of my favorite Sonic games of all time, because I remember distinctly going to GameStop after school with my dad, buying this game, going home, playing it, and having a blast with it. This is one of my favorite Sonic games. And honestly, the waggling stuff, like that whole gameplay of you swinging the Wiimote, I found to be really fun. And, you know, everything else about the game, the soundtrack's pretty good too. Graphically, it's not that bad. I mean, really, I didn't find much wrong with this game, but a lot of other people did. Sonic Colors. I think everyone can agree that this is a good Sonic game. This is actually a really good Sonic game, some people may even say, because it's literally Sonic Unleashed, but just the daytime levels and a very simple plot, and with the Wisp involved now. So yeah, this is a really good Sonic game. Definitely top 5 material here when it comes to Sonic games as a whole. But yeah, I remember when this game came out and a lot of people were actually really liking it, and I was one of those people, obviously, because I was a huge Sonic fanboy back then. And yeah, the whole like this cover being like shiny or holographic, if I can even say that word, you know, it's pretty cool too. But yeah, the game in and of itself is pretty good. Oh god, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Yeah, motion controls. That's all I have to say. The Sonic Riders series was already flawed, because it wasn't like Mario Kart where you could just pick up and play and just enjoy yourself. With Sonic Riders, there was a huge learning curve. So with Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, now they add this gravity mechanic, and on top of that, for the Wii version, now there is motion controls involved. Now, obviously, if you play with the GameCube controller, I believe you can play with the GameCube controller, it doesn't say up here, but you can play with the GameCube controller. It actually works pretty well. But, you know, Sonic Riders was already a flawed series as is, with a huge learning curve. Adding Zero Gravity on top of that, you're looking at some mixed expectations. Sonic Unleashed. Not my preferred version of Sonic Unleashed. I personally like the Xbox 360/PS3 version a lot more. But the Wii version/PS2 version is not that bad either. It's pretty much a watered down, run down version of Sonic Unleashed, but for these lesser powerful consoles. And personally, I think that they did a pretty good job with the Wii version. I liked the Werehog levels on this version and the Xbox 360 version, I'm not gonna lie. Playing the Werehog stages were pretty fun. Obviously, it does take you away from the, you know, fast speed action that is the Sonic levels, but really, you know, changing it up a bit didn't really bother me all that much. But, you know, critics did not like this concept at all. But personally, I had a good time with this game. Alright, moving on to the last and final stack that we have here, so let's dive right into it. Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. So pretty much this was a Super Mario All-Stars disc version, pretty much. If you played the Super Nintendo game, it was just on disc, but for the Wii. But it also came with some extra stuff like a booklet and a soundtrack and all that good stuff. I'm not going to open it and show it to you guys because I don't want to damage it even further that I have. I think I have a bent on my art book, unfortunately, because I was taking it out and I accidentally closed the case too early or something like that. But yeah, this is pretty much a disc version of Mario All-Stars, so that's pretty cool. Moving on, Mario Galaxy. I actually did not play this game first. I actually played Mario Galaxy 2, which I love Mario Galaxy 2. This is one of my favorite Mario games of all time. I had a blast playing this game when it came out, and I was really surprised by how good it was. And playing with Yoshi, these new abilities like the Cloud Mario, Rock Mario, all that stuff was really good. And even giving Yoshi abilities, Blimp Yoshi, Dash Yoshi, everything about Mario Galaxy 2 I just loved and really enjoyed. And it's still one of my favorite Mario games of all time. When it comes to the first game, since I already played Mario Galaxy 2 and I already knew what the sequel was, playing this game, it was good. I still had a, you know, good time with it, but I don't know. I felt like the game was a lot more difficult. I'm not entirely sure if that's because when I was younger, I was just bad at the game or something like that, but this game was a lot harder for me to actually get through it and actually finish. But, you know, it's still a really solid Mario game, and I could still see why people still claim this as their favorite or maybe even the best Mario game of all time. Okay, so moving on, we got Super Paper Mario. This was actually my first ever Paper Mario experience, and that may be a mistake, that may be a good thing, but when I was playing this game, I was not into RPGs all that much, if I'm gonna be honest. Back then, I was not that much into a RPG fan, so when playing this game, I was like, oh, okay, this is sort of like a Mario game, but in RPG form, kind of. But I didn't know it at the time, so I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, you know, I honestly don't have much to say about this game because I don't remember a lot about it. Maybe that's a bad thing, because it's not exactly memorable, but I do remember waking up in the morning, just like with Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and playing this game, and you know, this game I was just kind of confused as to what was going on, because I wasn't reading text. I was kind of just like trying to get to the next bit of gameplay. So I was probably just playing it wrong. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I don't think anyone's Wii collection is complete without this game. This game was extremely hyped up. Came out in 2008. Finally, you got Snake, you got Sonic, you got all of these new fighters that you know, people did not even see coming. And obviously with Smash Ultimate, we have a bunch of fighters that we didn't see coming, Daisy, Ridley, etc. But Brawl as a game, I think, is a good game. I think that Sakurai did his best when it came to, you know, trying to bring a Smash Brothers game onto the Wii. And with the countless amount of delays that this game received, it definitely shows. But yeah, this is still a pretty good Smash Brothers game. When it comes to the competitive side of Smash Brothers, not so much, because there was tripping and all of this other stuff, Meta Knight being like completely broken. But you know, anyways, still, I really love Subspace Emissary, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I love playing Subspace Emissary with my brother. That was pretty much like a morning ritual during the weekends, just waking up, playing that, and just, you know, having a blast doing that. So Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. This was a game that I did not expect myself buying, but the Capcom side really interested me. You got Beautiful Joe, you got Frank West, you got Rock from Mega Man Legend, you got Zero from Mega Man X, you got all of these characters, and then you got the Tatsunoko side that is kind of like, alright, you got these random characters. And this is actually a pretty fun fighting game. I really enjoyed myself playing this game with my friends back then. Is it still good to this day? I'm not exactly sure. But this was definitely a very fun fighting game that I played with my friends back then. Tetris Party Plus. I bought this game thinking that this would be a fun game to play amongst my friends, but they kind of just made fun of it, and yeah, we didn't get that far into it. But pretty much, I'm pretty sure what this game is that it's Tetris multiplayer. So if that doesn't sound fun to you, I don't know what will. So yeah, Tetris multiplayer, pretty much what that is. Ninja Turtles Smash Up. Might as well be Smash Bros, because this is a complete ripoff of Super Smash Brothers, but with Ninja Turtle characters. And I'm not gonna lie, they actually did it decently well. I think that the characters, the stages, everything about this game being a Smash ripoff, but with Ninja Turtles characters, was done right. And they heavily borrowed from the 2007 CGI movie, which you can tell from the way some of the characters are designed. Like the Foot Soldier is blatantly from that movie, along with April, along with how the turtles look. So, but it's not a bad thing by any means. I still think that this is a pretty good Smash Bros. Ripoff, but you know, but with Ninja Turtles characters. Alright, I guess I'll talk about both of these Zelda games at once. Actually, I'll just talk about Twilight Princess real quick, because I did not finish this game. I know that a lot of people love Twilight Princess and praise it for how good it is, but I never got into it. I have no idea what it is. Maybe I just need time to sit down and actually play the game, or maybe it's just because I'm not into 3D Zelda games. I think that's it, because I've yet to finish Breath of the Wild, surprisingly enough. I've yet to finish that game, and I think it's because I'm not into 3D Zelda games. I think I like the 2D Zelda more, which is why I was really into A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS. I was really into that game. But when it comes to the 3D Zelda games, I have no idea what it is. I'm just not into them at all. So, Skyward Sword was my first ever dive into the Zelda series, and that was a interesting experience at that, with the whole Wii Motion Plus controls and going back and forth between areas and all that stuff. But you know, this is still a pretty decent Zelda game. I know that there's some people that despise this game so much. They're like, this game sucks, this game, I hate it. Which I'm kind of in that boat too. I'm not a fan of this game at all. There's so many flaws with it. But there's some people that actually really do like Skyward Sword. They really enjoy this game. They like the story. They like the motion controls, actually. You know, it's sort of like me and Sonic and the Black Knight. You know, I could see why people like it, but I love it. But when it comes to Skyward Sword, I finished it actually, and you know, I'm just at a loss for words as to how much I really did not like that game. Wael Shake It. This is a 2D platformer that I believe is relatively short, but I've yet to finish it, and it's actually pretty good too, from what I heard and from what I understand of this game. But you know, one day, once again, I will sit down, play this game, and finish it because I really want to experience what the Wael Shake It game has to offer. Last couple of games here, I have a couple off screen, but first let's dive into these. Xenoblade Chronicles. This was a game that I bought, as you can see, loose, because this game was, at the time, the 3DS version was not announced yet. So I was like, I need to get this game if I actually want to play it someday. Which, when I bought it, I actually did play it for a little bit, but I know that this game is like hundreds of hours long or whatever. But when I played it, I was having some fun, but obviously there is a lot more fun to be had the longer I played, so obviously I did not do that. But moving on, Link's crossbow training was a nice little tech demo for the little zapper, so that was pretty cool. Wii Sports came with pretty much every Wii console back then. A tech demo, but a really good tech demo, I will put it at that. This was really fun to play through with my brother, and obviously with my friends as well. So, Wii Play. My dad bought this game along with our Wii, so we played this as well. This was a fun little game that demonstrates what the Wii can do, along with you know, just being like little mini games that are reminiscent of like what Mario Party mini games would be, but somewhat dumbed down. So this is a pretty fun game in and of itself. And then Wii Music. Did not play this game at all. I literally bought this game because it was like a couple of dollars. The case is actually in pretty good condition. Came complete, disc and everything, and I was like, alright, I have it in my collection now. So yeah, that is my entire Wii collection. I'm pretty sure this video was really long, but yeah, I had a lot of games to get through. Some of them I was talking about more than others, but yeah, that is my entire Wii collection. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys haven't already, you can subscribe. I put new videos up every single Saturday. Follow the links in the description below to my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter, for updates of my future videos, along with my Twitch.tv live stream, which I will be streaming. Once again, just follow my Twitch page along with following my Twitter to be notified when I am streaming. But yeah, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for watching this video once again, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers.